So for my even odd scoop activity, I decided to use lentils. So I wanted to use beans because they're bigger, but all I had was lentils, so what can you do? So what we're gonna do as our first step is to scoop some counters. So in this case, mine are lentils. So you're just gonna take, it doesn't have to be a handful like it says on the paper, it could just be kind of a fingerful, and you're going to put them on your table, okay? So I'm just gonna take the broken pieces out so we don't get confused. All right, so here are my lentils. Now, you have a choice if you want to group them into pairs or if you want to group them into 2 equal groups. So I'm gonna show one scoopful in pairs, how I would do it in pairs. The next scoop, I will show it in 2 equal groups. So I'm gonna count my counters to see how many I have after I pair them up. So here I have a pair. Remember, in a pair or a partnership, there are 2 things. So there's 2 here, there's 2 here, oops. I'm just gonna put them in an organized way so that I can easily count them and see how many partnerships I have. Okay, oops. There we go. So I'm just gonna do this, and I'm gonna actually start down here now so that it stays in the view until all of that scoop has been passed out. And as I said, I'm doing this in pairs this time. Oops. These are trying to get away from me. Okay. So I'm almost all passed out. Okay. So I see that I have an odd one out. This little guy over here does not have a partner, which is a shame. So I'm going to count my counters to see how many I have total. I'm going to count by 2s because I know how to do that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 31. So I know because this counter does not have a partner, or it's not in a pair, I know this is an odd number. So I'm going to, if I want to share my work with my teachers through a picture, by taking a picture of this work, I would just include a Post-it or a little piece of Twice as Nice paper and just include the number 31. And then you could just put a little dash and say whether it's odd or even. So there is an added step if I did turn out to have an even number, but I will show you when that happens. Okay. I can also have written my work down on this paper that we provided to you. So basically I can go to the odd column. I don't have to write odd this time, and I'm just gonna put the number 31 there. This might be easier for you. You could also type it in to the Google Doc online. It's whatever you prefer. I'm gonna take one more scoop, and this time it looks like I have less. So I'm actually going to separate it into teams or into 2 equal groups. Okay, so I'm going to take one on this side and one on this side. So like I did on the first day of the video, I'm going to have the counters in the middle and then just separate them into a group here and a group here. And I'm going to do this until I pass out each counter. This is a little, okay. I lost my counter. He went on the floor. Okay. So there we go. Now, as I can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side. So I have an even number of counters because they can be split up into 2 equal teams. So for this one, if I was to present my work to my teachers with a picture, I would take my Post-it or Twice as Nice paper. I would write the word even. I would write that there are 10. And then I also have to include a number sentence or an equation that shows my two equal addends that prove that this is even. So since I did this in two equal groups, it's kind of easier to do because it's already split up for me into a doubles fact. So I know that 5 plus 5 would equal 10. So if you take a picture of this and send it into your teachers, that would be great. So you could also go to this chart and under the even column, remember you don't have to write even if you use this chart, you would just write down the number 10, and then you could do a little dash and show, or you could write it underneath, 5 plus 5, equals 10.